So if you are interested in that, stick with me. But if you really don't care about that and you just want the reading, go ahead and go to the timestamp below and click your sign. This video is for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So those of you that are interested in Saturn retrograde, let me just say this is actually an exciting time for Saturn to be, in Capricorn, its home zone. And in the past, when Saturn is in Capricorn, big changes take place in the world. Okay, so universally, it's the 10th house that we're talking about. So your career, your status in the world, things like that. So overall, all of us are going to have, energies in that area of our life. But more than that, where Saturn is in your personal natal chart says a lot, okay? And I'm going to tell you what it means. And I'll tell you where mine is and what it means. So, I have Saturn in the 11th house, and it's retrograde. When Saturn is retrograde, it means that there was some sort of wrongdoing on your behalf, or you didn't learn your lesson, or something along those lines. So, with 11th house energy, which is friendships and social standings and wishes and things, apparently I wasn't on the up and up in the past life. And so in this life, I have to learn that lesson and, transmute that energy, which I think says everything about what I'm doing here on my YouTube channel. So I believe it 100%. And I will tell you, in this lifetime, I've had a lot of challenges with friendships. And I've always wondered why, because, I'm a pretty awesome friend this lifetime. So it makes perfect sense. So wherever Saturn is in your natal chart is telling you that that is the focus area of your life that you are working on and you're being grown the most this life. Now, if Saturn is retrograde, it means like you're balancing the karma this lifetime, okay? So if it's direct, it's just this is where you're developing. If it's if it's retrograde, it's because you need to make up for something you did before, and you have to make up for it. What I mean is you have to learn that lesson this lifetime. So universally, it's the 10th house, but also most important is where is Saturn in your natal chart. Now, I've left a link from the Astrology King. I highly recommend you guys read it about, Saturn in general, Saturn in Capricorn, and then Saturn being retrograde and what all of that means. I'll briefly highlight it here so that you understand what this reading is about. As I've mentioned, Saturn is our teacher. It's where we need to grow. It's where we feel the most restriction and obstacle in our life, okay? So when it goes retrograde, it's all about a review, because retrogrades are, about a review, also a return of energy, okay? It's the balancing of karma, and with Saturn, that's the planet of karma. Saturn will make sure that all is well. Like, to me, Saturn is the justice card in the tarot, even though, justice is associated to Libra, Libra is associated to Venus. The energy it embodies is totally the justice card to me. Saturn does not care. It doesn't care if you have been, not being on the up and up. Saturn will rectify that during a retrograde. If you have been doing your work, you will be rewarded during the retrograde of Saturn. But the most important thing about this retrograde is that area of your life that you are focused on, primarily this lifetime. When we go into this retrograde, it's a review of all of that energy. So, if you've been feeling really stuck and just not sure which way to go, during the retrograde, you are given the opportunity to really work through those energies. And, by the time we come out of it, you just have a fresh foot forward, okay? Like I said, it's a reconciling of all energies where you are primarily focused this lifetime, your work for this lifetime. So Saturn in Capricorn and is a big deal. It really is. I highly recommend you guys just read as much as you can about it beyond the link that I've left below, because there's different transits happening and stuff during this retrograde that mean different things. And like I said, I briefly highlighted the most important aspects of it. So read about it, because, there's a lot that's going to be going on, because this retrograde goes from April 17th to September 6th. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and start with Aries. So if you are a Leo or Sagittarius, just go ahead and click the timestamp below. Alright, Aries, let's see. So remember, we have 10th house energy, okay, universally, because Saturn is the ruler of the 10th house, and, that's Capricorn energy, and that's a very hard-working, steady energy, Capricorn. So, also look at where Saturn is in your natal chart, and now we are going to pull a house card to see what the universe wants to add to this. What else have you been working on? And if this card, the house that comes out, is where Saturn is in your natal chart, then you know this is 100% for you. Pay attention close. All right. Aries, we have the third house. So Mercury is the ruler of this house with Gemini. So there is this squaring of the Mercury energy during the retrograde. Highly recommend you guys read that link I left below, because it really discusses that, okay? So for this retrograde, along with 10th house, and wherever in your natal, we are also focused on the third house here, okay? This is like how you communicate, your learning style, things along those lines. It's the intellect. It's, this isn't about emotions. This is about thinking and communication. So for you guys, you are going into a review about, the way you communicate, the way others communicate with you. Also with learning, you might find that you're being really pulled somewhere in your life to learn something new. And this could be something, bigger, like changing your career, or it could be about, just teaching yourself something. But whatever it is, it's like to help you move forward. So your communication style and your perception, through your thinking is going to be balanced out during this retrograde. So let's pull some cards. I'm going to pull a card to see, what's attached to this third house, like, what progress you have made. And then after, we get out of this retrograde, what's next for you? Like, where is all of this leading you? I read one astrologer that's like, have you been naughty or nice? Because Saturn is Santa Claus. So keep that in mind. Alright, so what you have been working on. You are destined to succeed. So, with Saturn being associated with the 10th house, and we have the third house here, and you're destined to succeed, some of you are definitely, there's something about public speaking, or like expressing yourself somehow, some way as a career out in the public eye. Like, that's what you're working on, and you're destined to succeed. Like, the energy with this is like it's going well. So once we've gone through this review, where does it lead us? Revelry and indulgence, the satire. So to me, Aries, honestly, this is like a reward, okay? Whatever you have been working on with Saturn personally, like, and this is general, so it is not going to apply to everybody, but I'm speaking to those Aries that have been working hard on yourself, on this third house, on your 10th house, or whatever, wherever Saturn is in your natal chart. You're being rewarded. Like, this retrograde isn't about, more like deeper lesson for you. It's about reward. Okay, I mean, this is great. So those Aries out there that have been really working hard, you're about to be rewarded, my friends. See, Saturn's like that. It's so restrictive and challenging, very much like Pluto, but Saturn will reward, whereas Pluto will transform. But Jupiter is like everybody's grandma, okay? That's the planet of luck. So don't confuse when I say reward with Jupiter energy. Saturn, yes, Aries, you are getting a reward for sure. Saturn is like you're earning your degree, like you've been in college for 4 years and you're earning your degree, like you've earned it. That's your reward. That's Saturn. Jupiter is just like, I want to love all over you and make you feel magical and all that fun stuff. So let's pull some cards to get more info on this and more info on that. Alright, so we have the Queen of Cups coming out, the King of Pentacles coming out, and nice, we have the Three of Swords on this side. So I know for you Aries out there that you've really been in this struggle. Like, some of you have just been working so hard, okay? And with these two energies, what I feel is it's kind of saying a couple different things. For one, it's like emotionally and spiritually, like you have really been working on yourself. This is the inner self. She's facing away from us. She's in, deep contemplation here. But she is very wise. She's very intuitive. She understands things. She's been through great pain, but she knows how to transmute that into unconditional love and forgiveness. And then we have this King of Pentacles, Earth energy. Okay, so this is like the energy to manifest. You are destined to succeed, to manifest. Many of you, this is definitely about career, 100%. And here is like the setbacks that you have been having. With this card, really challenging energy you've been working through. But on the flip side here, it's like that energy is now starting to leave your life. So for those Aries who have really just been struggling, but you are not giving up and you are putting your effort in there, and every day you're like, all right, another day, I'm going to do this. Like, Saturn has been really, working you, and you're about to see your efforts pay off. So I like that. I really like that. Yes, look at that. So we have the Sun, and we have the Moon, and we have the Two of Pentacles. Very interesting that we have the Sun and the Moon, and then he's holding the Two Pentacles, and she's also holding something in each one of her hands. So this is definitely a reward. As you know, there's new opportunities on the horizon, like, because of the work you've put in, and now we're going through this review. Like, do you see, these are, King and Queen energies. They are fully mature energies. You've made it through the storm. Look at that. Yucky rain, storm clouds, and bam, we got sunshine all day long on the other side. I love it. Also with this, water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, could be a big part of this journey for you, really helping you out, and like you are trying to embody these energies, like to emulate this, or they've just been like your saving grace through all of this, really helping you out. And Um, During this retrograde, because of this here, I do think that you're going to have some emotions and different things surface because of the different alignments of the planet with Mercury during this retrograde. Many of us could be prone to like depression and negative thinking. But if you experience that at all, I really feel like it's coming to you because you're at a point where you are mentally and emotionally disciplined enough to where you can send the rain cloud away and bring the sunshine back out regardless of what's going on in your life. Like, you have been working really hard. You're like, I will persevere. I will accomplish this. I will get through this. Tomorrow is another day, and you're about to be rewarded for that. Because I see the solar eclipse happening here, and then we have the sun and the moon. I'm sorry, the lunar eclipse. So there's the lunar eclipse right there, but then we have the sun and the moon. So also, I feel like a solar eclipse. Sorry, I don't know. That was outside. That was pretty loud. Sorry. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to take that as a synchronicity. What I see about this is your reward is coming more when we get back into eclipse season, which is at the end of July. All through August, and Saturn goes direct on September 6th. So that time frame is when this comes, okay? That's like new opportunities. You have a choice between a couple of different things, but the eclipse season is like going to be a big deal for Aries. This is like the reward, the return. So let me see here. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. Because this was like really what you're working on next, but this isn't like, I guess it could be if you've been too indulgent, those of you out there that have been incredibly indulgent, you know, after we get through this retrograde, like that's where you're headed. That's your next lesson is about, balancing your energy more between responsibility and play. So that definitely could be a message for some of you. But I think for most of you, this is about like that reward. You've been working really hard. All right. So we have seduction over here. And on the other side, we have the gate. Okay. So with this, a lot of you, it has a lot to do with romance. Definitely relationships of the heart that I guess with that would make sense. But some of you, this is definitely about romance, maybe even a very specific partner. Like you and this partner have just really, really been struggling with your communication, with understanding each other, and it's brought you both a lot of heartache and pain, yet, you're still trying to work through it. You're still trying to understand it and, see it from all different perspectives. And with you're destined to succeed, I just feel like your will and drive is like going to make you, conquer and prevail. But definitely about romance for some of you. Now with the gate over here, I really feel that this is saying, you want something like right now, but with the gate, it's like you've got to have the key to get through. It doesn't mean you won't ever have the key. You definitely will, but you have to have the key to get through. And I feel like that comes again in eclipse season, late July, and then August is, when this opportunity like shows up for you, or you receive the key to get through that gate, okay, from all the work that you have been doing. So I'll just pull one more card. Actually, I'm sorry, I'll pull two more cards. Just really quick for planet and zodiac. Alright. So we have Uranus, your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. Yeah, You've really been working hard, Aries. And then over here, the moon, the upconscious, sensitive inner emotions and responses. So you have the moon twice, Aries, and I'm trying to think of, well, your new moon is on the 16th of April. So, that could definitely have some significance, because that's the day after, that's the day before Saturn goes retrograde. But also, I really feel like this is very significant about the lunar eclipse that's going to take place, in a few months. So the moon twice over here, really pay attention to your intuition, your dreams, your emotions during this retrograde. There's something to be had, and your new moon looks a bit special, but yeah, I think eclipse season coming in a few months is a big deal for Aries. All right, over here we have Leo. Yeah, that's Leo season. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. So to me, sudden shock and awe with Leo is that, like, accomplishment, okay? Leo is associated with the sun as well. And then we have Aquarius. The energy is freedom-loving, rebellious, idealistic, and technological. So, this is very innovative thinking. It's like your higher mind and your emotions are in sync, okay? And that is so perfectly portrayed with that right there. So, Aries, it is... Hold on, I dropped my card. It is looking really, really good for you guys. For those Aries who have been putting in the work, your reward is coming. Saturn wants to give you your graduation certificate and say, job well done, Aries. So, that is the messages that I have for you guys. I really hope that this helped you out and, get you prepared for this Saturn retrograde, which, is several months long, but it's all good stuff for you guys. It looks great. So that is what I got, Aries. I'm wishing you guys all the best. Remember, check out those links. Read about it, because you will learn a lot and probably come across information that's very personal and specific to you that was not addressed in this reading. So take care of yourselves. Hi, Leo. So, as mentioned, it's the 10th house that Saturn rules, governed by Capricorn. So, aside from that 10th house and wherever Saturn is in your natal chart, let's take a look to see what other house is being highlighted for you guys. And now, whatever house this is, if that's where Saturn is in your personal natal chart, this reading will be incredibly significant for you. So, we have the 3rd house. Aries got that as well, so maybe it's a fire energy thing. So for you guys, 10th and 3rd house energy for sure. And this is about like your communication. It's about thinking, because this is Gemini and ruled by Mercury. So it is the higher mind, also your communication style. So these areas, the 3rd house and the 10th house, that's where your focus is, this review during the retrograde. So let's pull a card to see what you have been working on and what's going to be reviewed during retrograde, and then where you're headed after this retrograde. All right, Leo, so true feelings are masked. Okay. This is saying that many of you have not been expressing yourself in some area of your life. It could be 3rd house, could be 10th house, but most importantly, where is Saturn in your natal chart, okay? Because that is what you've been working on. And this also is about holding in great sadness. So many of you, there is something within you, that you've been carrying around that's been a heartache. And you keep it to yourself and you just try to move forward. We're not communicating it, okay? We might be thinking about it, but maybe not. Like, we just try to really stuff it down. And the reason why we're doing all of that is because Saturn is really growing you about yourself, being true to yourself about how you really feel, your emotional body. So very, very, this here I know has been a challenge for you guys, this energy right here. So let's see where we're headed after the review of this. Nice. Rejuvenation and fulfillment. Even though we have the third house highlighted here, this, I feel, for many of you has either something to do with a romantic relationship or some sort of dream or goal that you've really been wanting to achieve and work towards. But so strong with relationship energy. So let's pull some tarot cards here, get more information, because one astrologer did say that you got to think of Saturn retro as Santa Claus. Have you been naughty or have you been nice? Because Jupiter will spoil us. It's good luck. But Saturn, the reward you get from Saturn is you've earned your degree. That's your reward, okay? But, so Saturn will reward you, just not the same type of energy like Jupiter would. Okay, so we've had two cards pop out, and this is your energy. This is the strength card right here. And on this side, yeah, there is quite a bit of emotion inside of you, Leo, that you are not expressing outwardly. This being the 8, to me, even though, you are, Leo rules the 5th house, I just feel this card coming out being your energy, but it's 8 is really pulling me towards 8th house, okay? Which that is intense emotions and transformation, shared resources. So I know that many of you, there's been a storm brewing inside of you about something, many of you, probably a romance. And at this point, it's just such a part of you that you just accept that it's there. Like, you don't even know how to get around it. Okay, and I say that because look at here is the 9 of Swords. It's like, I don't even know how to get around this. I don't know what to do. And this is the next card up. The 6 of Cups. So again, this to me is very significant about a romance. But because this is the 6 of Cups, this could also have a lot to do with something from your childhood. Maybe your parents or just the experience you had in school. It could be different for all of you. But you've really just been imprisoned by, this energy, this emotion, so much so that it's just there now. You're just okay, whatever. But during this review that you're about to come into, all of this energy is going to change for you, for the good or the bad. It really depends on who you have been, okay? 100%. Saturn does not care. Saturn does not play favorites. Saturn is I am your teacher, I am your disciplinarian. So we are going to look at where we're going after this retrograde. Because remember, big things change in the world during the time that Saturn is in Capricorn. Also, I've seen some people, and I don't know how much I believe this, are talking about how when Saturn moves into Aquarius, that's the dawning of the Aquarian age. Okay, so nice, yeah. This is great. The Chariot is awesome on the side because you see that broken chain right there? It means you break free. You might not quite know the way ahead, but just keep going forward because the path is there for you. And this is a nice transition from these energies, okay? So during this review, it's like whatever this is, you are going to have no choice, but you're going to be forced to get real with yourself about it. And if you have to, be upset and angry and cry, you're going to do that. If you have to apologize to somebody or make amends, you're going to do that. Whatever it is, you are going to overcome it during this review, okay? Because this is a really nice card there. And then we have this King of Swords, and honestly, I feel that this is letting you know that the storm didn't destroy you. You were stronger and it actually moved through you. Okay, that's what I feel about that. And then we have this side of the Wheel of Fortune. You see the Magician there, but this is the Wheel of Fortune. And on this side, it's a bit challenging, but on this side, it's like you finally get it. You finally understand, and you're no longer pushing against your life and the circumstances. There's no resistance. It's just like you come into this understanding and you're happy and you're good, and this is like things moving in your favor. So Leo, those of you who, you've been carrying this around in your heart, it's so much, with this too, it could be about children, okay? But it's just like, there's a lot of heartache here, a lot of mental anguish, and like I said, so much so that it's just, the devil is there, and we're not even afraid of the devil anymore because we're so acquainted with that energy just being there as a part of us, but you, during this review, whatever things play out in your life, it's to balance all of this out and release you from it, okay? Because this is so awesome. We have 2 major arcana and then just a court card with the chalice, which is new beginning, rejuvenation, fulfillment, happiness. You did good, Leo. You did good. So let's pull another card. Alright, so on this side we have the Serpent. A sly and subtle approach is needed. So yeah, some of you, this is like you need to express yourself outwardly, or you want to execute some sort of idea, because again, Saturn is 10th house universally. So some of you, this is about, something that you really want to do, is some sort of project that is going to become your career, or, change the status of how people see you. Like you might become much more in the public eye, especially with this energy right here. But I like this transition. And then over here, on this side, we have the snake and then we have the wolf. So over here, you now know who is part of your team and who isn't, okay? You know who you can trust and who you can't when you come out of this retrograde in September. And, there's crazy things happening in your season, Leo. We have 6 planets in retrograde. We have the lunar and solar eclipse. And then everything starts going direct. So your season is like the biggest deal of the whole year, if you ask me, just saying. So by the time we get Saturn back direct, you are just in a much better place. You're not plagued by this anymore. Okay, you are free of it. You're moving on. You know who is a part of your tribe and who's not. And you're good with everything. And you know how powerful you are because, like I said, the storm moved through you. It did not destroy you because you were too strong. So, I want the planet cards first. So I'm going to just pull a couple more cards just to look at the energy. And then we'll be done with this. I highly recommend you guys read that link that I've left in the description below, just because you know, there's a lot to be said that I just obviously can't cover in this video. Alright, so we have Jupiter, your self-confidence, courage, self-belief, and luck. So, Leo, if you have been feeling like things just aren't going in your favor, I'm not surprised with, you know, this energy. It's going to change. It's like, because this is where Saturn's been teaching you, and like I said, Jupiter is like grandma, man. She wants to give you everything, and Saturn is a very stern and strict father that wants to teach you so well that you will be able to stand on your own 2 feet, okay? So, Saturn, Dad, has been telling Grandma, no, do not give Leo. Do not give Leo. I said no. And, so that's heavy energy. I'm sorry, Leo, but you know what? It's because you're being really grown. Wherever this is attached in your life, that is like Saturn is growing you. That's part of your life path focus this life. Oh, this could not even be any more awesome for over here where we're headed. This is the sun, and you are ruled by the sun. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. Yeah, it's a whole new beginning for Leo. I really feel after we get to your season, all the planets go direct, and then Saturn goes direct. Your life, I really feel, is going to be way different by then. Those Leos who this is relating to big time. So, look at that. Look at this was somehow in here, and look at that's the moon. So I'm just gonna put that there because eclipse season is gonna be a big deal, and that's your season, Leo. That's when all of that stuff is taking place. All right. So, look at this. Yeah, your fire has definitely been dampened. Okay, you've been really learning some lesson very much internally. It has a lot to do with your emotional body, okay? So, and you just probably have been feeling like things just aren't going in your favor. But that's all changing. I love that your 2 cards came out, so. All right, Libra, yep. What did I say, my Leo? This is definitely about relationships. Some of you, the struggle, the strife, the heartache, the disconnection, like Saturn has been working your butt. Like, you're like, get off, I can't take no more. Your season, like, relationships will get better. Those of you who really want to reconnect with somebody, because we have the 6 of Cups here, that could very well happen. But for others of you, maybe this person that you've really been holding on to, like through this, you decide you just don't want them anymore. Okay, that could be it, because we have, I believe, Mercury's even going retrograde in your season. So it could be that you finally release that person and you really don't want them anymore. Or it's like now you guys have this chance to come back together, but no matter what, this is letting you know that there is great improvement ahead for you in all of your relationships, okay? All of them. So, Leo, that is your messages for Saturn retrograde. I think that you guys have sunny skies ahead. And those of you who have just really been struggling with something emotionally, as we go into this retrograde, you know, all those all those emotions are really going to surface. Don't push against them. Just let it happen. Let yourself move through it. And I promise you, that is part of the release. Like Saturn wants to give you your degree, your certificate in relationships. So that's what I have for you, Leo. Again, I highly recommend that you read that link as well as anything else you are drawn to for this Capricorn, this Saturn retrograde. Take care, Leo. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see what's up for you. Remember, this is 10th house energy, Saturn, so that's universally over all the 10th house. I'm going to pull a card to see what other areas Saturn is working on with you. If this is the house that Saturn is in your natal chart, this will be an especially strong message for you, okay? All right, so we have the 7th house for you guys. So this is the area of your life. It's about long-term significant partnerships, romance, business, or family. So you guys have all your relationships, but the significant ones, the ones really close to your heart, that's where Saturn's been working you, okay, along with that 10th house energy and wherever it falls in your natal chart. So if Saturn is in your 7th house, big stuff happening for you during this retrograde, okay? So let's pull some cards to see how this relates to what you've been working on, and then where we go after this retrograde once Saturn goes direct in September. So, we have seek wisdom and guidance from elders. Yeah, you've really been working on some relationship stuff. And then look at this. We have the Queen, love and prosperity. This is also about fertility and a dominant female figure. So you guys have been probably quite challenged. Some of you, this could be with your mother, the relationship with your mother or your grandmother or your sister or even your own daughter, okay? Others of you, this is definitely about a relationship romantically. Others of you, this could be you've just been really struggling with coworker relationships or with your boss. It's just all about like your connection with other people and matters of your heart in those areas. And you know, this right here, seek wisdom and guidance from elders, this tells me you guys have been really going through it. Okay, but this is a nice energy. So let's pull some tarot to see you know, what comes out. Okay. Alright, so we have this that flew out. This is Strength card, you know, representing Leo in the tarot. But with this here, this tells me like you've really been holding back, okay? I feel like you've been kind of putting yourself in the back seat for those that you really love and care about. And, you know, it's hard to not do that for your loved ones, right? But it might be like to your detriment, or you've been kind of in the backseat doing for everybody to develop you somehow, some way. And with this here, don't rush the process, okay? You are almost through this energy. I feel like when we come out the other side of this retrograde, you're not going to be completely finished working on this just because the World card is coming out this way. Or this is saying that, you know, you've been actually working really significantly for quite a while. Wow, and then this, on this side with the Eight of Wands, this is like what you put out to the universe is coming back to you. And that is a very interesting card, you know, given that Saturn is the planet of karma, okay? And this right here says, what you put out for the good or the bad returns to you. So those of you who, you know, have been putting yourself in the back seat and doing for everybody else as we're being, stretched and strengthened and grown, then finally we're rewarded for that. Like, that energy is coming back. If you have been somebody who is, taking from others and, putting their needs in the back seat to your own, then, that you might not like what Saturn brings. But this, to me, I just feel like you guys have really been selfless, and it's been more about other people in your life than you and your own emotions. So, I love this, that this is where you guys are transitioning. And I didn't want to say this, but I felt like this is about a baby for some of you. And look at here, we have this Page of Cups. We have this Page of Wands. And we have this Knight of Wands. Wow. Knight of Cups. So we have two water energies, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and then either this could represent you or a fellow fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius. So over here, these to me are representing the relationships that you've been working on, okay? This individual is somebody who, they're not very grown emotionally. It doesn't mean they're not deep and introspective and, things like that. But what they express outwardly isn't very much. Like, they really keep the most things to themselves in regards to their emotions, okay? This person here is like, wanting an adventure, wanting something unique, a rare find. And this person here is somebody who is really kind of like wishy-washy, in one moment, let me offer you all my love, but then in the next moment, you're gone. He's gone, because this is the conqueror. Okay, so whoever these relationships represent for you, it could be male or females, okay, is what you've been working on. And some of you, I think, it's been like with your own children, it's just been a struggle, okay? Some of you, this definitely could be about like conceiving some children. So let's just see how the energy transitions here. I love that happened. Just FYI. You are destined to succeed, Sagittarius. So I really feel like in these relationships, you're either going to just come to a place where you cut your losses, or, there's going to be great healing, or we're finally understanding each other. There's movement and progress forward. And on this side, yeah, we have the dagger, conflict and danger lie in wait. So with this, what it's telling me, like I said, you are going to move through this energy, and these are the main relationships this is about. And I'm going to say this is, for some of you, there's just been this like romantic relationship that is not the best for you. It's just not like, the person isn't as involved. Like, they cause you a lot of heartache and pain. So even if, they do love you and you guys are committed, it's just they are constantly bringing you a lot of heartache and pain. And, during this retrograde, you're really examining these relationships and what they mean to you. Are they worth salvaging? What can I do to improve them? Things along those lines. So for Sagittarius, it is definitely a big deal about relationships, all relationships. Okay, some of you, your mom, some of you with your own kids, others of you, this is definitely about a partner. It could be several people, actually, just because we had all court cards show up there. So I'm just going to wrap this up, pulling a couple more energies. All right, so yeah, we have Chiron here. Your healing power, empathy, and ability to teach and learn remedies. So these have been really challenging relationships for you. No question about that. Okay, but this the retrograde is about the healing of these relationships. And then over on this side, we have Uranus, the potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. This is 11th house. This is about friendships and, social gatherings and wishes coming true. So that's where you're headed. There's like just a big shift and change in energy with your relationships because of what happens to you during this Saturn retrograde. The way that you review and do the work and the epiphanies that you come to. And this is like a big change, okay, with Uranus there. All right, so this one wanted to flip out, and I was like, no, and then here it is again. The energy around you shows the abundance of nature. It is rich, earthly, and productive, yet relaxed and slow. So these are really, really deep ties, okay? And Taurus is connected to second house energy, which is your finances. So these relationships definitely could be tied to your finances. And I just feel like things haven't been great, and this is Chiron coming in through your retrograde, healing your relationships. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is all about relationships. Libra belongs to the 7th house. Okay, and now here it comes out over here. The energy is diplomatic and gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in relationships. So yeah, this is a confirmation to me that, there's great healing that comes during your Saturn retrograde, and it is all about relationships, like through and through. So Sagittarius, those are your messages for Saturn retrograde. Again, I highly, highly recommend checking out the link about everything that is taking place